Okay, so what if I told you the real key to mastering new skills in our digital world wasn't just about the tools we use, but about how we actually think about our experiences? Today, we're going to dig into this powerful idea called critical reflection, a concept that can totally transform how we learn online. Let's get into it.
So our story actually starts in a pretty unexpected place, the drama department. It's traditionally a world of live stage performance, but drama education is going through this massive change where the stage is, well, it's becoming a screen. And this brings up a huge question. When the curtain rises on a laptop, what does that actually mean for students? How do you teach an art form that's all about physical presence and that live human connection when everyone is working together through a screen? Well, this shift completely redefines the whole skill set. I mean, drama students are no longer just actors or theorists. In this new digital space, they have to become filmmakers and video editors and even project managers. It's a really fundamental change, and it demands a whole new set of technical and collaborative skills. So how do we really get a handle on this new learning experience, from the student's point of view? A group of researchers in Indonesia decided to find out. And get this, they used a surprisingly modern tool to help them do it. What we're diving into today is a study that really sought to get inside the minds of these students. The researchers collected these super detailed written reflections from a drama and digital production studies course, and their goal was to map out exactly how learning is happening in this new digital environment. And their method for analyzing all this data was incredibly cool. First, they gathered up all the student stories. Then, they used an AI tool to get a quick, big picture overview of the themes. And this is so important, they didn't just let the AI run the show. The researchers then did this deep manual coding to catch all the nuance and context that an AI might miss before finally pulling everything together. And what they found from this deep analysis was something really powerful. It turns out the students' learning wasn't just random. It was actually built on 4 distinct pillars, and all of them supported one central driving force. And that central force is critical reflection. Now, this isn't just, thinking about what you did. It's an active, ongoing process of really digging into your experiences to pull out real, actionable insights. In this study, you can think of critical reflection as the engine that drives true learning. So what's holding this engine up? Well, the first pillar is constructivism. The idea here, from Bruner, is that we learn by doing. Knowledge isn't just poured into our heads like water in a glass. We actually build it ourselves by getting our hands dirty. In this case, by producing a digital drama. The second pillar is a big one you've probably heard of, Dweck's concept of a growth mindset. This is all about believing that your abilities aren't set in stone. So when students with a growth mindset hit a technical glitch or a creative block, they don't see it as, I failed. They see it as a puzzle to be solved, a real chance to learn and get better. Pillar number 3 is visible learning, a framework from Hattie. This whole idea emphasizes the need for learning to be, visible. Through reflection, students can see tangible proof of their own progress, they can figure out which strategies worked, and then they know how to improve. And the final pillar is Goleman's emotional intelligence. I mean, let's be real, any creative project, especially one where you're collaborating remotely, is just full of social and emotional hurdles. This theory really shines a light on how important self-awareness, empathy, and good communication are to making teamwork actually work. And here you can see how it all just fits together so perfectly. Constructivism gives you the hands-on experience. Growth mindset gives you the toughness to face challenges. Visible learning helps you track your progress. And emotional intelligence lets you navigate the whole teamwork thing. All 4 of these theories come together to fuel that central process of critical reflection. So what's the real impact on the students? Well, each pillar creates a real, tangible shift. With constructivism, students are actively building knowledge, not just having it downloaded into their brains. Growth mindset makes them more daring and willing to experiment. Visible learning gives them the power to self-correct. And emotional intelligence turns them into truly effective collaborators. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But what did it actually look like for the students? Let's dive in and see what their own reflections revealed about their journey from challenge to, transformation. The results were pretty profound. Through reflection, students were able to point to huge leaps in their practical, hands-on skills. But it was more than that. They talked about massive growth in their social skills, teamwork, communication, empathy. They also became super aware of real-world challenges and even came up with smart, constructive feedback to make the course even better. This student's reflection just perfectly captures the whole experience, doesn't it? It wasn't the easy parts that led to growth. It was the struggle, the logistical nightmares, and the technical glitches. Those are the things that forced them to become a real team and solve problems together in a way no lecture ever could. So, what are we supposed to take away from a drama class in Indonesia? Well, it turns out this study offers a powerful blueprint for learning that goes way, way beyond the creative arts. The really big idea here is that this combination, hands-on projects fueled by critical reflection, is a recipe for deep, meaningful learning in almost any field you can imagine. Whether you're in engineering, business, or medicine, this model for connecting theory with practice is just so incredibly relevant in our digital world. Ultimately, this whole study reminds us of a simple but really profound truth. Experience isn't the best teacher, reflected upon experiences. So the real question for all of us isn't just about what we're doing, but what we're learning from it. How can you build a little more of that critical reflection into your own work today?